and welcome to Millennial Moms Unfiltered. We're your hosts, Ashley
and Brittni.
And today we're going to talk about existing outside of being a mom. Who do you identify as after having kids and all of the things that come along with it? So stay tuned and we'll jump into it. Oh, happy Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday when you're listening to it right now. We just had the most chaotic setup. Like, this was supposed to be the easiest, and it 100% was not. It
was not easy today. No, it was a little stressful.
Technical issues, just like last week, except worse, but this definitely sounds better. Yeah, that was... let's take a breath.
Let's just like woosah it out.
Have a little sippy sip of water.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Cheers.
See, I didn't get coffee this time because I was like, you drink an energy drink at 4 o'clock. You definitely don't need coffee.
No, I had a couple in pharmacy and I'm good, but that's where pop that. Stop on my home. All right, let's get into it.
So, after you have kids, this is something that I didn't think about. I mean, obviously, after you have kids, you're different, but like what that feels like in the stages you go through, like not having the freedoms that you used to have, and then not even liking some of the things that you used to like, or hanging out with the people you used to hang out with, and you just go through this like cocoon chrysalis phase of relaunching your life.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still in mine. Like, I'm still in the cocoon. I feel like it happens, like, it doesn't happen as fast as people think. Like, you don't bounce back, not just, like, your body, like, forget that, but, like, you as a person, you don't go back to, like, having, I think, an ounce of, like, yourself back until your youngest is at least 4. I'm, like, my youngest is 3, and I'm slowly starting to get out now.
There. That's how I feel. Well, with Eamon, I feel like I had more of a, like, understanding of what was happening, so I like forced myself through those stages. I still feel like I get caught in like the tired, rundown, moody, like when is it gonna get better moments of it, but I definitely think I pushed myself through it faster than with Eli. With Eli, it took me a really long time to get past it, and it felt like you have like the new mom, like, okay, feeding the baby constantly, and then you know, changing and all of the things that come with being a new mom that you like don't think about yourself. And even if you do think you're taking this time to take care of yourself, like after, I would say like 1, right? Like your kid turns 1 and they're kind of doing their own thing a little bit, and you're like, I kind of feel like lost. Like something feels off, right?
With being a stay-at-home mom, and even like Killy's still at home with me. He's not in preschool yet. He's going to be with me for another year, and preschool's only going to be half a day. I feel like I still... I don't want to use the word a slave to it, but I kind of am, like, my schedule is totally is. Like, it doesn't, like, I still feel like I can't, like, he goes with me to my nail appointments.
Right.
Because if I have unless I schedule him after Pat gets home, but if I need to get it done at 12 o'clock, he comes with me. So it's like, I like that freedom, but also I still don't have even alone time for my nail appointments some days. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think until they're in school, really.
Yeah.
It's
like different phases of it, I think. It's like a different kind of, like, you have something attached to your body constantly that can't walk or move, and then you have the little explorer, and then they kind of have like their own interests a little bit, and then like as you have more and more moments to sit there and be like, what about me? You realize like you just feel different, and like within the chaos of doing the everyday stuff, you feel like, I don't know, I felt like confused. I didn't know what I was missing. I just felt like
you knew something was missing, but you just didn't know what it was. Yeah, because you're not filling your own bucket, and but you don't know how to, or when, or...
So there's, like, sadness that comes with that, and then I would, like, oh, I need to just go do whatever it is that makes me happy. Go to the gym. I need to go to the gym, and the gym wasn't making me happy. Nothing felt right. Like, things that used to feel like I was filling my cup didn't feel like that anymore.
Yeah. I don't have a social life anymore. Like... this is the extent of my social life.
Yeah, I feel that too. I definitely don't. And now I'm like, especially post-COVID, I feel like...
oh, God. That throws a whole lot of mix into it, though.
Peopling is hard.
Peopling's really hard.
And now I'm just, like, extra awkward. Not that I was a social butterfly before, but now it's...
See, I was. I had a huge group of friends, and having kids cut that friend group in half. I had friends who like never even met the baby, never met me even until she was like almost a year old.
Yeah.
And that like came to her first birthday party, and then like that was it. I'm like, yeah, you made zero effort. So like I cut those people out. But then it's like the ones that I still do keep in touch with are also moms, and they're just as busy as I am.
Yeah.
And it's like those sentiments are nice. Like you send each other the text message like, hey, thinking about you, we should get together. But you say we should get together 7 times before you get together, and a year has gone by. Like I see my friends maybe 2 to 3 times a year, which is terrible.
I know.
Like I don't have a social life at all. Which I mean, I try to have dates, but then you gotta like prioritize your family too.
Right.
Like I try to have dates with my husband. I try to have weekends with the kids. Like, but I
Me
never
and
make
Gio
time
had
for
like
myself.
a streak that we were really like solid on the every 2 weeks going out to do something.
Yeah.
And now like his mom is having like some issues with her knees and needs surgery and stuff like that. So like a lot of our childcare has kind of gone. So we don't have a strong, support to. No one wants to watch. No one person wants to watch 3 kids. Let's just say that. So if you have multiple kids, that's a whole other issue. Is that it's hard to find reliable babysitters, and like, so that's difficult.
And also I feel like a lot of people in our generation have talked about how there is no village anymore. Like, and as much as I have support, I have a ton of support, I feel that way. I went to my grandparents' house every weekend.
Right.
My kids don't go to their grandparents' house every weekend.
And that was the same thing
maybe
too.
like
but
once
there's
a
like
month,
those
maybe.
are such like differences that we're growing out of in many ways, that like the grandparents are like, no, I'm not gonna like raise this kid. It's not my kid. I want my life. And I get that, but at the same token, it's like, yo, but you
drop me off.
Yeah.
No, my mom and dad and my in-laws they're not like that. They'll take the kids like whenever, but it's also like we have plans a lot of the time, so like we can't just drop them off on the weekend. And my mom and Pat's mom had us really young, so they are still really young, so they do have social lives also. So I'm like, I'm not gonna eat up my mom's every weekend by dropping off kids. So she does take them, like she's taking them a lot. Like she's taking them this weekend. Like my mother-in-law's babysitting them tomorrow, and then my mom on Saturday, and then next weekend my mom's taking them again. So like there are bouts where she like has them a lot, but like then you
can't expect someone to do that consistently.
No, and you can't expect someone to do that for like, I try and do it for like special occasions and for work. Like if I just want to go to get a massage, I feel guilty. I don't ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can't get a massage until I have someone. Like
that's like good to the next point though, because you need to find balance within that too. Because I used to do that, and everything like, I grew up in a place that if you thought about how you were going to feel in a situation or didn't want to go do something, like you were being selfish. Like what about everybody else? So every time I wanted to go do something for myself, I'm like, damn, I felt selfish. I felt like I was like not being a good mom. Mm-hmm. And like even leaving the kids with Gio, like I would feel bad about it.
Which is so weird. I do the same thing. And like, he's a fully capable father. Why can't you just let it go?
Yeah. But so I have to like, even now still like remind myself, he's got this. Like, it's okay. You don't have to.
Do you also have the like, I feel like I should be, because Pat works all the time when he's home, because I'm the stay-at-home mom. I feel like I don't have enough time with him either. So I feel like that should be family time. When he's home, that should be family time. But like, I don't have any other time to go do anything.
I know.
So it's like,
Gio works from home, so we see him, but he's not like available to like hang out and stuff. So we see him throughout the day, and we'll stop in and be like, "What's up?" and that stuff. But like, I feel like I haven't had any really like connective time with him in a couple of weeks. Like especially this week with all kinds of like parent-teacher conference, and like usually we'll hang out and like catch up at the end of the night once everyone's in bed. But I feel like we haven't even had that, so there feels like such a disconnect in the relationship right now. Like, not that we like don't like each other, it's just like
you just have to connect. Yeah, same with us. Like we're going to his holiday party tomorrow night, and then we're going to a comedy show on Saturday. But we usually have date nights on Thursday nights. But I've been doing the podcast on Thursday nights, and I've been sick. The kids have been sick. Like it's just been, we haven't had a date night in forever. And like that, like finding time for yourself, finding time for your relationship, like I feel like moms are the only ones who balance that, like.
And that in itself makes you feel lost. So like add that on top of like, I don't know what my likes and dislikes are anymore. And then.
And you don't have time to find them. Find new ones.
So I feel like everyone, right what we're talking about right now, I feel like everyone with kids gets this point. Now here's where it's going to go one way or another, is you recognize it and you're like, I need to step out of this. I need to tell the voice in my head that's telling me you're being selfish to shut the fuck up, and I'm gonna go take a class. I'm gonna go do something new, and start exploring yourself and with your partner again. So we have that group. That's me. I'm ready to do it. I've been a mom since I was 19, so I didn't have like my early
20s.
Yeah. So
I
now I got past the like you're being selfish, and I'm like, no, like I'm a better mom when I go do things and like try to find something I like. So I will take time when I feel like I need time. I still feel guilty. I feel like that comes with it, but like I'll still get out there and do it. And then you have the other group of people that like withhold that. They shove it down, and
this is what being a mom is.
Right.
Yeah, this is it. I just have to give up. I have friends who don't try and figure
it's
out
just me. It's
solution.
just me. Like they take on everything, and that is not what being a parent is.
No, and
that is
healthy.
not. It's not. You cannot be a good mom if you're not taking care of your mental health, your physical health. You can't. You can't.
No.
And you're not supposed to be with the same people 24/7. You know what I mean?
No, I read something about being a stay-at-home mom. Like it is not normal to spend 13, 14 hours a day with your kids. Like, not saying that like that sounds ridiculous. It's not normal, but it's really not. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is when I'm with my kids.
And then you hear people say like, well, back when in the 1800s and shit, they used to be like whatever, and they were always with their kids. No, the kids were farming.
Yeah,
they were out there at like 4 years old doing shit. The mom
4 years old.
You know what I mean? Like they
yeah.
still weren't physically together all of the time.
Not all the time.
Someone's gonna listen to this and be like, that is so dumb.
Yeah.
But really think about it. Life was so different back then, and then like even if you did have your kids all the time, you still didn't.
Well, there was the village part of it.
Right.
Where like...
And if it wasn't like your actual family, it was like the actual village.
Yeah, literally.
Like
the literal
when
village.
the colonies came over here, I swear to God, like I've been like watching, okay, this is dumb. This is the dumb part. I've been watching Outlander, and that is my like reference to history. I'm like, all right.
That's my reference.
These ladies were not ever with their kids.
No. And like I was with my mom. I didn't have like I went to preschool, but like I didn't have like daycare and do that. Like my mom and dad worked opposite schedules and had family to like balance it out. But like I don't even have that. Like my mom and my mother-in-law still work. My dad still works. My sister still works, and my grandmothers, they're a little bit older, so like they're not really, because they'd be my kids' great grandmothers, so they're not really like they could help, but not really anymore. But like I just don't have like anyone available who's not. They're also working.
Right.
It's like
I know. It's like
my mom didn't have that, so like I feel like I spent more time with a lot of other people. I was like a super social butterfly. My kids won't even sleep out other than my mom's house, and they'll only do it once in a while. I think maybe they've slept over there like less than 10 times in their life. Isn't that insane?
Well, when I had Eden, I was still living with my mom, so she was there all through, when he was little. And then once we moved out, she still took him a fair bit until she got sick, and then she kind of couldn't. That's why it was just solely me. And then without having her, it was just my mother-in-law with Eli and Eamon, and like now Eden's old enough to kind of like chill by himself. So finding him someone to watch him if it's just a couple of hours isn't
not
a big deal.
Yeah.
But the other two littles is just it's just my mother-in-law. So
and
like,
that
if I had my mom, 5 and 3
is hard. Like, I don't know if your boys are as wild as my kids. I think they are. So
it's to get alone. They're okay.
Yes,
like they're still each. They have their moments. Obviously, their kids. It's fine, but together, where they are, like 5-year-old knows so much because now they're in school, and why don't you cut it out? And then the 3-year-old's like, well, I do this. No, you're stupid. And then they just like fight about that, and then they'll just like play really nicely, and then all of a sudden they're like kicking each other, and it's like so many. It's so many in such a small amount of time.
She was kicking me in the head with her helmet on, like full on, like kicking. I was like, "What are you doing? We're checking to see if her helmet works."
There's that.
I'm like, but they're chaotic. So like finding people to take your kids.
Right.
They're like, your kids are insane.
But they don't act like that. Like my mother-in-law will be like, he doesn't do that here. And I'm like, yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Well,
yeah,
awesome. Eli's teacher too is like, oh, he's so good and blah blah blah, and he follows the right things, and he always knows what to do. And I'm like, you don't worry about like ADHD, and she's like, oh, not at all. And I'm like, at home?
At home, I'm worried about it.
Which is awesome. You always want to hear that your kids are great with other
course.
people, but also, I am like. I bought those earplugs. I can't. There's so much yelling and fighting, and it's like she was like, you don't always have to intervene, and I'm like, I
the
feel like I'm in danger
ones?
when so it blocks because I'm like I can't. I feel like my body goes into fight or flight. Like it's like, oh my god, no, this is bad. I have to fix it. Like it drives me crazy. So I'm like, again, I'm not being a good parent because I'm here all the time. Listen to this, so I'm like
overstimulated.
Overstimulated. Like I wake up overstimulated. That's a fucked up place to be.
Right.
So I'm like, what can I do to fix this right now in this chaotic 3 and 5 year old time? Get the friggin' earphones, or what are they called? Earbuds.
The misophonia earbuds. I'm gonna get those. So what is like? So I'm just coming out of the cocoon. Like I'm just really realizing. Like I've talked to my husband. I've talked to my mom. I've talked to my sister. I'm like I have reached my breaking point. Like I've realized I haven't been putting myself first. I haven't been putting my health, my mental health. Like I've taken on way too much, and I'm slowly like stepping out of that. And I'm like putting my home, my health, my family first. Like over the next couple months, and the podcast. But I'm like taking a break from work for a little while because I've backed myself up so much. And I just really need to find myself again, which sounds so cliche, but I really do because I have no idea what I like. Like my photography was a hobby, became a career, became like I need this to make money, and now I don't enjoy it anymore because I like
have so many other things going on.
Yeah.
You can't let yourself be creative when you're weighed down with everything else.
Yeah, I have no creative spark right now.
I know.
I feel like
I feel like I go through that every few months, honestly.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I feel like that's natural being a mom anyway, but like I feel like the first time that you go through that as a parent, you're like, am I failing? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like it's even if you're not like a full depressive episode, like it feels depressing. Like you're
it's super depressing.
You see these moms on Instagram and they're like, my toilet's so clean you can like lick it.
Girl.
And it's like, what?
I deeply
and I feel like it's such a lie, and everyone's like, when you feel that, like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Social media makes it horrible.
Don't listen to that.
Don't listen to social media. We're gonna tell you how it's real. It's real here. My house is a disaster.
You're gonna feel lost at some point,
and your house will be a mess.
And it's fine, and you'll figure it out. Not everything's gonna be clean all at once.
And it's not gonna happen all at once. It might take 3-4 years for you to like come out of
I'm just now finding, I have an 11-year-old, I've been a mom for this whole time. I'm gonna be 31, and I'm just now, in the past like year or two, figuring a lot of shit out.
Oh, me too. I feel like I've had so many like epiphanies about like the way my brain works, what I need in order for myself to be successful. Like I always used to think that I was lazy, but I 100% like need time to refuel. Like I need that like break, and I always used to feel so guilty about like being tired or not wanting to do these things, or like feeling like I need to recharge. But I'm just starting to learn that like I do much better if I give myself that time.
And then it's more productive.
I used to be like a workaholic.
And that's what society right now makes you think that if you're not doing that, there's something wrong.
Well, also the fact that like the cost of living is so high that everyone has 2 jobs.
And so there's like the guilt of I'm not doing enough, I should be doing more, and then like the need to do it. To get through. Yeah. And it's
all through college.
Not sustainable.
It's not. All through college, I worked 2 jobs and went to school full time for forever, and that was just I kept that habit. Like even I was pregnant with Maeve, and I was doing outpatient therapy and teaching, and I was growing a human. And like I was like, take a break.
Right, especially while you're pregnant. But even when you're pregnant with your first, if you don't have the time to like slow down, it is different than being pregnant with your second and having a kid at home, and then you're just like it hits you faster. Like you realize like holy crap.
Yeah.
Like no.
I was pregnant with Killian all through lockdown, so I had Maeve and Pat home for my entire pregnancy. We just all were home, so I got lots of rest with this pregnancy.
I did the same with Eamon. Everybody was home, and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, right? Like, Pat used to take me to, like, go look at turtles, and I'd be like, I'm definitely taking a nap. Take a bath, I'm gonna take a nap. But yeah, I'm just coming out of this, so, like, I feel like there are so many things that I want to try, but, again, we go back to, like, the childcare thing. So, right now, like, my personal, like, plan is we're getting my house in order. I deep cleaned my kitchen the other day, and my living room and my dining room are fairly, like, clean. I have all the decorations out, like, and my house just feels so, like, I can feel, like, the anxiety in my body coming out. So my mom and my sister are coming to help me this weekend, which is, like, such a blessing, like, to have that. They're coming to help me, like, get more stuff in order. And once my house is, like, where I want it to be, then I'm gonna start focusing on, like, I want to try a dance class. Like, I've been wanting to do an adult dance class forever. Probably gonna be terrible, but I'm going to do it.
That's like when I went through, I just did that with, like, gyms. Like, I was so tired of just weightlifting, and I tried all kinds of different classes and gyms and things like that. And I used to be so scared to do anything, like, by myself, but I just did it.
Yeah.
And I had a fucking great time.
Yeah, I love classes.
And so that was one of my things, like, oh, I'm feeling lost, like, I'm getting, like, depressed, like, I need to, like, get out and do something. Like, I like being home at baseline, but, like, at home is so busy, like, everybody's there all the time, especially, like, post-COVID and stuff. Like, now Gio works at home, so, like, it's just always there. And I'm like, okay, so even though I don't necessarily, like to go out, it's not my first choice to, like, leave and go do things. I have to in order to, like, have a second by myself, because I'm never by myself at home.
There's no space. There is space in my house for me to be alone, but I don't have it, like, set up right now, and that's part of the problem. Like, we have a sunroom, we have the spare bedroom, and we have the she shed under construction. But I'm like, I don't have a place to go.
Right.
And my kids will follow me. Like, there's the music room in the basement that Pat got, and, like, now we're gonna probably do the other stuff in the room. But, like, even my bedroom has never been, like, we moved 3 years ago, my bedroom's still not set up the way I want it. I didn't paint the walls, I don't have the bedding that I wanted, like, it's just not how I want it. So I feel like I don't have anywhere to, like,
that feels like you're relaxing.
Yeah, nowhere.
Like,
there's no, like, sanctuary for me to, like, for mom to be. So, like, I can't even find that in my own house. So, like, it's stressful. Like, even though it's what we're working on it, it's fully possible. But I feel like you need that. Like, even if you can't, say you, like, can't get out because you don't have the sitter, or you don't have the financial ability to, like, go take a class.
Like, having a corner.
Of the house. Like, yeah.
And, like, I do this, I just did this too before we, like, started recording the podcast, and when I was still, like, running ideas and all that stuff. I've reset up my whole desk, cleaned out everything, got everything set up, and I felt, like, so recharged after that. Yes. And I feel like it's so important to, like, take inventory of your stuff and just, like, switch things around, move the freaking couch, like, that helps.
Purging.
Like,
Purging.
We just did the
stuff.
Closet and the hallway closet where, like, all the jackets are, like, games, just, like, where everything is.
Yeah.
And Gio just threw out so much stuff, and it's, like, so nice. And I feel like my house is, like,
I feel like you can breathe
shedding
again.
a new leaf.
Yes.
Like, it's
I feel like I'm doing that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, do you feel like your environment is, like, a reflection of your inside? Like, if the house is chaotic, your head feels chaotic?
I, like, do the dishes every morning, like, clean up the couch wherever the kids were. Like, I just, like, I have to do that because I can't, the clutter, like, drives me crazy. And I used to just, like, let myself, like, get depressed about it because I didn't understand myself in ADHD and how that, like, impacts, like, how I feel. And now that I do, I have, like, routines that I don't stray from, because if I don't vacuum every day, then it ends up being 5 days and there's fucking dog hair everywhere.
And you're overwhelmed.
And so, like, knowing yourself, finding routines that work for you.
Yeah.
That's super important. And then, like, making sure you stick to those routines.
Yes.
And that includes having your you time, going to your classes, going to the gym, making sure you keep up with your fucking doctor's appointments. That was a huge thing.
That's my issue.
When Eli was, like, 2, I hadn't had, like, a primary care doctor in years. I finally found a new one. I got back on medication for my ADHD. Like, I prioritized everything and got everything at baseline normal, right? And I'm still, like, I used to just not go to appointments.
Me
and,
too.
Like,
I missed my last dermatology appointment because I didn't have a sitter. And I was just like, oh, well guess I'm not going.
I know, that overwhelms me too. And I used to do that shit all the time, but, like, since right before I got pregnant with Eamon, I've that's one of my things with myself. Like, I cannot let myself get to that point again.
No, my health is not great. So it's coming up on a year that I was in the hospital, and like I still haven't gotten everything resolved from that. Like, I have some stuff resolved from that, but not all of it. And it's like, but all these specialists, like, it's like
exhausting.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to go to the doctor's appointments. This is embarrassing. I haven't been to the dentist in forever. I had to find a new dentist.
I've been there for like 2 years. And before that, it was like 10 years. I'm not even lying.
I used to not mind the dentist, but I'm allergic to Novocaine. And it sounds so weird, but like I just get a really intense reaction, and I can't help it, but my heart races and I cry. It's like a panic attack almost, but I have no control over it. And the last time I was getting a filling done, the dentist was like, come get me when she's ready, because I had the panic attack.
Ew.
And I was like, now I never want to go to the dentist again.
And having doctors like that make it so difficult to like want to or be able to feel like you can go and like have these vulnerable moments. And it's like, bro, that's your job. That's literally why you're
More
here.
bedside manner than that.
And I hate, I'll call you out. After working in the medical field, I'll say something. Eden went to get a tooth removed, and he had to be put under because he's autistic and he has really like a lot of sensory things or whatever. I was like, it's going to be dangerous for him and everyone else involved, so he had to be put under. And then to get the needle in or whatever, he was free. He doesn't like needles, like, so it was a thing. So the doctor came in and was like, is he ready? And I was like, he's about to have a meltdown. He's like, well, he is having a meltdown. And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, actually, sir, he is just crying.
Because he's scared.
But a meltdown would be far worse than this.
Yeah, you just wait.
Like, and then when he was coming out of the anesthesia, he was like freaking out because of the gauze in his mouth or whatever, and he was like, get him out of here or something like that. And it's like, fuck you. Like, he was like 10 at the time, and I'm like, yo, if I wasn't here alone with my kid, I would like have a word. Yeah, it was so gross. And it's like,
that's so rude.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, I don't. So you gotta find good doctors. So that's
like, this is the second episode that we've said that. Like, find good doctors. Find
good doctors.
And we've really kind of stayed on topic. I wrote these little sticky notes. I mean, we're kind of right on target. We've gone off a little bit, but that's...
What are some things that you, like, thought would fill your cup, and you're like, oh, God, this is not it for me?
Washing my hair. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, things that you tried.
I don't know.
Or things that you attempted.
Different hobbies. I do that with hobbies, so I'll be like, oh, I'm going to paint this skull. And, like, it sounds like a good idea, and I'll, like, come up with it, like, while I feel creative. But then when I'm like, oh, I need a break, it's like, I don't feel like sitting there and, like, focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not, like, I don't do it a ton anymore. Like, now I get sucked into, like, watching shows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I feel better after.
Watch TV.
I know.
I know a lot of people, like, shit on TV, and they're like, I do not watch TV, or do not watch movies, or it's just not my thing. Or how do you have time for that? Like, no, that's like my, like, as soon as the house is empty, I put on a show that I want to watch.
But then
the TV's always someone else's.
I know, but then I also feel like it's a way to distract your brain from, like, thinking. Which, so sometimes I try to sit in silence, but I'm just like, I don't have the mental capacity.
Podcasts or
yeah, I do Crime Junkie all the time. Like,
I think podcasts, so, like, I was talking to my mom about this, because we actually talked for 3.5 hours yesterday while I was cleaning. And I was like, I know you're not here in my house, but I feel like this is body doubling for me, because, like, being on the phone with you is helping me clean.
I know.
And she was like, actually, it's good for that. She's like, podcast, because music, your brain can still wander. But if you're listening to a podcast, your brain is focusing on the podcast and not all the other junk in your head.
I do it while I'm cooking and doing my makeup, getting ready for the day, and I feel so, like, I could focus so much more rather than, like, listening to music.
Because you're not getting distracted, like, you're focusing on one thing.
Yeah, and even the other day when Gio would, like, I didn't have plans to clean or do anything, and he started doing the closet, and then I went in my bathroom, I went through all my cabinets, I redid everything, I did, like, deep cleaned everything, I, like, washed all, like, the rugs and stuff like that, and it's like, I was gonna do that tomorrow, but just, like, while you were doing that, I got in there, I reorganized the closet, I vacuumed everything, and it was, like, without even realizing it was happening, it was, like, just because you're moving and doing something, I feel like I can really get it done.
Yeah. Just being on the phone with her helped me so much. Like, Killian was, because you could tell he was getting sick, so he was just, like, on the couch.
because he wasn't, you could tell he was getting sick, so he was just like on the couch all day yesterday. He kept coming at, I felt so bad. I was like organizing my desk. He was like, I want to cuddle. So I went and sat with him for like a half hour, and then he kind of was, I was able to like slide him off my lap and go do stuff. But yeah, I just like, I cleaned the whole time I was on the phone with her. And yeah, that like not having your brain distracted or having someone like motivate you in person is, I need it at least.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely an ADHD thing.
Oh, for sure.
What was the first thing you said? Oh, you said, what did you think was going to fill your cup and didn't?
Yeah.
What is yours? I feel like you asked that because you have an experience.
The gym. When after Maeve, I saw a personal trainer, and I was on a I was on a meal plan, and I was going to the trainer twice a week, and I was doing a lot more, and I felt really good. It definitely helped me feel good, helped my depression. I couldn't afford the trainer anymore, so I stopped. But and then I got pregnant with Killian, and then COVID and all that. So I just like haven't been to the gym in 4 years. I like moving my body. I just don't like going to the gym.
Yeah.
But it's just not my thing. And it just felt like more of a chore than anything. And I really want to find something that I enjoy doing. Like I really like yoga. I like booty yoga is like one of my favorites. Have you ever done booty yoga? It's like more fast paced.
I did a, what's it called? Like bounce and booty. So it's like more like aerobic and like you jump on like the thing. So it's like kind of, it's similar, but
so this
not
is like
yoga based. I've done bear.
I've never heard of that. Or bar? Bar. Yeah, bar. Like, yeah.
Bar yoga.
So there's a place that I've gone to for booty that I love, but it's a lot of like, they use more fast paced music, kind of hip hop, but like also tribal stuff in there. It's like rooted in like tribal dancing mixed with yoga. I love it so much. But the last time, this is going to be super, I went one time, maybe right after Killian was born, because I really wanted to get back into it. And I got my period that day, and I threw up in the bathroom at the yoga studio after booty, like because I had not worked out in so long, and it was so intense.
So what, you're scared to go back to that?
And I peed. They
remember you threw up?
No, I don't think they even knew I threw up. But I'm just like scared to throw up again. Oh. I'm like, what if
the first time I went to bar, is that how you say it? I'm fucking dumb. I'm like
dance bar? Like
it's like bar yoga.
Ballet.
Bar, it's called the bar yoga experience.
In Smithfield.
Yeah.
That's where they do booty too. Yeah, no, it's bar.
Yeah, I love it. So I like, the first time I went, I was like, this is going to be easy because I'm like, I was a bodybuilder for like 7 years, like weightlifting, no big deal.
Like all core based.
And I used to always talk shit about anything like cardio based and not weights, like that's the only way. And but I was like, you know what, I'm so fucking bored. So this was like one of the first things I did on my gym tour thing. And that first class, I was like dripping sweat, like dying. I had to modify things, and I was like, you talked so much shit for so many years.
Just got a job there. We should go to one of her classes.
Yes. I haven't been in a while because I signed up for Orange Theory, but now I'm getting bored of Orange Theory.
No, I haven't tried bar yet, but my cousin's girlfriend Liz teaches. She just got a job at the bar yoga experience. So I told her to take one of her classes. But they also have booty yoga there. But I'm so scared to work out again.
Yeah, they do it on like Sundays.
I'm so scared to work out again because I don't want to throw up.
Yeah. Just don't go balls to the wall.
I never used to I used to be able to work out. I never threw up working out. Like that. I used to run track in high school.
But like taking time off, like some of it's still there, but like you can't jump back into
I jumped
the intensity.
I jumped in full
and now you'll
intensity.
know better. You won't throw up again. You'll know.
So yeah, working out in general, I like to work out, but I want to find a way to work out and move my body that like I enjoy. I do like spin too, but I don't want I don't want to do a Peloton. Like I like going to spin class.
Yeah,
I prefer.
I want a Peloton,
but I don't want to
spend the money on
exercise bike.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not. But I'd rather go to I like classes. I think being like in the group setting helps me. But then it's like, not to go back to the financial thing, but it's like not everyone has the extra money. So you got to find something that works at home too. Or like I hate walking. I hate running. Like I hate going for. Everyone's like, just go for walks. God. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate walking.
I don't
enjoy it.
I don't like exercising outside.
That's
either.
unpopular
No,
opinion.
I don't
I
either.
don't like exercising outside. It's just,
don't either.
it's not
No.
it for me. Like, I need...
It's either too hot or too cold.
I need to feel like I have to be doing... Like, I need to be in an environment where, like, things are happening.
Yeah.
To make me feel like I can, like,
To
get
motivate
through
you.
it. You know what Eli said to me yesterday? He was like, run, Mom, come on, run. And I was like, no, I don't like to run. And he was like, come on, you can't run. And then I, like, ran for, like, 10 seconds. And he was like, Mom, why'd you hide it from me that you can run? I never saw that before. I was like, I don't like to run, but you really thought that, like, I just could not run?
You just
like,
were incapable of running. No, see, like,
I was upset about it. Like, I move pretty fast on a regular day.
Right. I like sports. Like, I like playing. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, playing, like, softball or volleyball, like, doing that kind of... But you're not doing that every day. Like,
Yeah.
That's, like, a family cookout.
I know, and then, like, signing up for things is, like, another thing. We come back to
commit to it.
Right, babysitter, financials, all of the things. So,
Also, schedule, because
yes,
Maeve
schedule.
does soccer and gymnastics. Where am I going to fit my activity in? And then Killian's going to start doing something, and then I'm just going to be
it's like
full-on soccer mom.
This era of momhood is so fucking difficult because, like, you lose yourself, like, multiple times. Like, I feel like, and I said this last episode too, that, like, I've reinvented myself, like, 16 times. I'm doing it right now. You guys are currently watching, like, a new era of Ashley.
And Brittni.
Yeah. It's
New eras, completely.
Just, I did it last year, too. I literally started pop-up parties last January.
At this time.
And here we are, December, and I'm just starting a whole new thing again. And it's just, like, it's never...
You know what I feel is different about this, though? Like, everything I don't know if it's the same for you. Everything I've ever tried has always been too...
Impulsive?
It's been impulsive, but it's also
me.
it's been impulsive, but it's also been like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make money off of this.
Right.
And like, whereas the podcast is just
I'm actually
like,
spending money.
you're spending money
this.
to do this. This isn't to find, this isn't to like
right.
make
It's not
money.
Putting all the
it's
pressure
not,
on it.
There's no pressure.
Yeah.
It's just we're doing it because we enjoy it, because we're moms, because we are looking for some sort of connection with like a community of other moms with each other, and also to like make people feel like they're not like we're basically empowering other women.
I definitely done that, like, or with everything else that
it's like,
I really like
business
this.
venture.
This is what I'm going to do, and then but that immediately makes it draining.
Yes, because
even
then
if you
feels
like
the
what
pressure.
you're doing, right? It's okay, well, there's a bottom line here, and how am I going to make that? And it's like, when you're coming up with the ideas, it all comes back to how am I going to make money? How much money am I going to have to spend to make it back? And it's just like always like a circle, and it always comes back to money. So it's like, that sucks the creativity and the flow out of it so much.
It does. That's why I feel like I'm almost thankful that I'm getting rid of the studio. As much as I love it, the pressure of not having it there, and the ability to just accept the clients that I want to accept and the ones I want to work with, and not feel like I have to sacrifice XYZ to make money for rent. Like, I feel just like the relief of not having that pressure is
we've talked about so many times about like rebranding, or what are you going to do? What's a new offer I could do? What if I did many this? And I'm just like, there's a million things you could do, but I'm like, I knew you needed a break, but you're like, I can't take a break. So when you said that you were leaving the studio, I was like, all right, here's we go. Break. And then, but you weren't even ready. She was immediately going to go set up something else, and when she could move clients to and when, and booking for 2024. And then she's like, you know what? No, I'm going to just stop.
Yeah.
And I was
it's
like,
time for
all
a break.
Right.
I was like, it's time to call it. Because you know what? I should have called it a year ago, honestly. It went far too long.
But this was a good year for you, I feel like.
Yes
like,
and no.
Chaotic, but I feel like you did some really cool, like, shoots.
I did some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely did some cool stuff. But I feel like I haven't had the opportunity to do something that I really enjoy.
You abandoned yourself a little bit.
Yeah. I'm excited. Next week I'm doing something I'm really excited for. I'm doing like an in-home session at a couple's house, and it's going to be like a lifestyle, but it's in their house, and it's like an announcement for their just bought a house. So it's like, this is our new address, but I'm really excited. Like, it's going to be like a very cozy, I'm so excited to do that. Like, I want to do stuff like that.
Right.
So we'll see.
New beginnings.
Yeah, definitely. The reinventing, like, just the finding the things that like bring you joy, like, even if it's, because I'm so sick of like moms thinking like their 20-minute shower or their
right. I used to think that too.
Not like
a full shower, wash, shave, all of it.
Like, oh,
just
my
like,
self-care. Like, that's not
and
self-care.
yeah, you feel better, but you're not really like gaining anything. You're doing what you should already have time to do. You know, like, but
well, I talk about I'm gonna bring the psych into it. I was talking about it yesterday. I was like, my Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I'm at the way bottom. Like, my house being clean is at the bottom. Like, that's with like eating, sleeping, cleaning your environment, taking showers. Like, I'm here. Your actualization is at the top of the triangle. It's like I can't even like find all of that until all of this is met. Like, your basic needs, like, I don't even sleep more than 6 hours a night right now because my kids still come in my bed, and 6 hours is
you feel
a blessing.
Good. Yeah.
Like, it's usually not more than that. And it's always interrupted. And Maeve was doing so well. She slept in her bed every night last week, and the last 3 nights she's come in my room. I'm like,
I know. They always
were
hit that.
So good.
You always think you're there. You can't say it out loud. You can't even think it.
I know. We were
just
doing
let it
so
happen.
well.
You can't be like, oh, we're doing this might be it, because it's not. It's not.
No, and she's back in my bed. So it's like, you got to find something other than your sleeping and eating healthy meals and taking showers like regularly. Those need to be.
I mean, when you have a toddler, that feels like a big thing, because you had, however, like, my kids didn't sleep through the night till they were like 3, all of them. Like, they slept like crap. So like, when I finally started sleeping, I was like, whoa. But that's when I started having the thoughts like, you know, I don't have everything I need. I don't feel okay. I need to start thinking about me as a person, because my identity isn't a mother. That's a part of who I am. It's not my entire existence. And if you don't fuel your entire being, you're not going to put out what everyone else deserves,
or
right?
The best, you're not going to get the best version of you. You're not going to be the best mom. You're not going to be the best wife.
And what's that going to lead to is more mom guilt. So like, yeah, you're going to feel guilty about wanting to go out, wanting to take a new class, or going on a date with your husband, or getting your nails done, whatever the fuck. But if you're not doing those things, you're still going to feel guilty in a different way.
And it's going to manifest into like anger, frustration, resentment, and you're going to lose your patience with your kids, and you're probably not going to be the best mom, because I know I've like the past couple weeks I've been finding myself yelling a lot more, and I'm like, oh, I need to take a step back, because I am clearly not getting what I need, because I am not being the best version of myself right now. And I've recognized it. So like that's huge
already. Like, one of the hardest things is like noticing it.
You're like, oh wow, this is not who I want to be. But I feel like
that's it. You don't know if you're feeling like that. Bottom line is, it's normal to feel at some point after having kids like you're questioning everything. Oh, why is my hair like this? Do I like this anymore? I hate all my clothes.
You're gonna hate all your clothes, even if they do fit. They don't fit the same way.
Right, like, it's just, everything just feels wrong, and you just have to start over. Get out there.
Yeah, I used to love clothes. Like, I was in fashion merchandising and retail, and like, I've always loved to shop. I've been an impulsive buyer. I love to spend, but I also like fashion. Like, I just want to wear sweatpants now.
I know.
Like,
I currently want to wear sweatpants. These are freaking like soft like jeans. Like, they're like this, but I would rather be wearing actual leggings or
sweatpants or like where it's at.
That's also part of being a mom. So you might not lose that part of you.
I do drop off every day in sweatpants, my slippers, and a sweatshirt, and sometimes no bra, if I can get away with it.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna lose that part of me. But like, I can get it together.
I can get it together too. Like, I'm really excited about dressing up.
But I don't want to. That's the difference.
No, I don't want to anymore.
Right. I can, but what's filling my cup is knowing I don't have to. Looking like crap is a choice. And that's different than being
this is my
so
Adam
empty.
Sandler era.
Yeah. Than just feeling so just like, that you can't get ready. It's a choice. Also, and that's already something better than just...
I don't know if it's like becoming a mom, not giving a shit, being 34, like there's a lot that goes into it, but having a spouse who also finds you attractive no matter what is helpful.
It is helpful.
You don't feel the pressure to look good for him.
Gio will like just randomly be like, you look so beautiful, and I'm like, I just took my makeup off, like I haven't even washed my face yet, like my hair's in a messy bun or whatever, and I just like
sweatpants look really good.
he just told me today before I left, because I feel like I look like
You look cute.
Garth from Wayne's World. I was gonna wear my glasses, and I was like, you can't do it. You cannot do it. So he said something, you look really cute, and I was like, do I, or do I look stupid? And he's like, you're the worst to compliment. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like I was just looking in the mirror, and I was like being really like harsh with myself. But
yeah, Pat will like tell me, like he'll make like a gross grunt or something at me, like, and I'm like, ew, gross. No, don't do that. Don't do that to me right now. Like, I haven't like brushed my teeth yet.
I know.
Like, go away.
Why are we okay? So post having kids, all right, getting back into the sexuals with your partner is such an experience, and like you go through like and even now, like, we're still kind of trying to find our rhythm. Like, we just set up our thing. Like, if we're aiming for, like, once a week. Like, we have to have sex once a week. And if we don't meet that, like, then on Saturday, we're having sex. You know what I mean? And I feel like...
Time's a ticket.
And I mean, like, but setting that, like, expectation, then everybody knows it. And then, like, it feels, like, less of a chore and whatever. But then sometimes I find myself, like, we did it. And then he's, like, ready to do it again, like, the next day. And it's, like, 7 a.m. And he's like, come here.
I can't do morning
like,
sex. Pat likes morning sex. I can't do it.
And
sorry to anyone listening to this who doesn't want to hear
we're
it. We're
always on opposite schedules, like, a lot of the times. Like, sometimes I want to in the morning, and then he's just like,
I hate mornings.
He's like, oh, what the hell? So, getting back, once you find yourself, not even once you find yourself, but yeah, it's probably a better idea to start coming back home before you like get back into something with your partner, because then that makes it feel more difficult. But making it a priority to have like intimate times too, that can help you feel better. Yeah,
I will say our sex life has never like dwindled, even like after the kids.
Post kids.
No, never. It's never.
It's
never felt like a chore, I guess, is unless I'm mad at him. we're pretty.
I feel like
regular
immediately
schedule.
after I had Eli, I was like ready to do it. Like, I never understood how people would come in for their postpartum appointments pregnant, but then I did.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But then after Eamon having 3 kids, I was like, there's not even a level of tired to describe like those first couple of months.
Yeah.
And then like after that, I kind of like we got back to normal. Like, it feels more like natural this time. Like, it's more like consistent. Yeah. But yeah, it's variation, but we're pretty consistent. But we go through phases that we're like, we'll get stuck in it. Like, how busy we are right now. Like, we haven't done it in a little bit. And like, we both feel it. Like, and he'll be like, hey, yeah, that's right.
Did you forget about me?
And it's so easy to fall into those if you don't like
make
it
time.
A thing.
Yeah,
and it can like create problems that aren't actually problems, and it's just
sexual tension.
And it's a thing. And I feel like there's couples like it that like let that call their relationship.
It's also easy to like let other things get under your skin when it's really just that you haven't had a chance to connect with your partner in any sort of way,
and it's not always sexual way. It's not always sexual. It's just intimacy, like closeness.
Like I tell Pat, like, I need, like, you need to be like cuddly and lovey, and like don't just like go for the kill. Like, I need like some warming up, like throughout the week. Like, don't just, because if you're only being nice or only being affectionate when you're trying to get some, like, that's annoying.
It doesn't feel genuine.
It doesn't.
It feels like there's a little bit of an ulterior motive.
Trying to get in my pants right now. Actually, Pat said something like that recently. He complimented me with the preface, "I'm not trying to get in your pants." He said something. It's like, okay, thanks for that.
Sometimes I get cranky with him, like, about things, and he's like, that's not even what I'm trying to do, but it's like, I'm just having, like, I'm PMSing, so, like, I'm just, like, gonna fight with you about anything. And it's like, you're trying to be nice to me, but I'm telling you, I don't feel like doing it right now. He's like, it's not even what I'm trying to do. You're a psycho. And I'm like, I know.
Being nice.
Yeah. Simultaneous. Yeah. All right.
We're gonna have to bring that back to another episode, but
all right, so thanks for joining us on this long, rambly episode once again.
Make sure you take care of yourself and you find what fills your cup.
Yeah, even if you don't know what that is, try different things. If you don't think something's going to fill your cup, but you're kind of interested in it, test it out anyway.
Yeah, and
get out there.
Listen to our journey over the next couple of months, because I'm definitely looking for new stuff to do.
Same.
So I'll report back.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Don't forget to leave a review on here and you'll be entered to win a prize that we have for the first 2 weeks that these episodes are released to help boost our ratings, and like and subscribe and all of the things.